Thank God it's over. Thank God. Thank God. We did it. It still hasn't really hit me yet. It still hasn't hit me yet. They're gone. The Bidens are on their way. 20 minutes before he issues the pardoning his family. Wow. Does that surprise anybody? Does that surprise anybody? I'm not going to let it get me down, but let me remind you. If you think these people are going to go quiet into that good night, but let us remember this. Let us just remember this one little moment, this one moment that makes everybody and everything completely worthwhile, that they can never take away from. I don't even know how to tell you what I felt, what you felt. He did it. We did it. I am so happy. I can't put it into words. I feel as though it's a relief, but a satisfaction. I feel like we shared in the moment that we did. Crypto says this is it. Indeed. I just sent out another news bulletin, as it were. Made a tweak or two here and there. And I'm just trying to take it all in. I'm just trying to take I liked it inside the rotunda better. I just thought it was a different style. I could hear better. How about Carrie Underwood? You think they sabotaged her by having them? How can you screw the music up? It's recorded. But anyway, she was phenomenal. Everything, I was like in a suspended animation. It was like, just get to the swearing in and be done with this. We have been through absolute hell. We have been through hell. And we're going to sit back and see what happens. And now, Mr. President, it is up to you to determine what you can and can't do. We could sit back and say all kinds of stuff now, like, well, they better do what he said he did. Okay. Because remember, even among us, there are some people who never, ever they're never satisfied. They're never satisfied. They're never happy. They never feel as though they're just not happy. Nothing ever works. I was saying, oh yeah, well, let's see what he does now. I was like, what are you doing? Do you know what we've been through? It's like I was granted a reprieve. I'm out of prison. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, nor do you. All I know is this man, God bless him. Here we go.
Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
That absolutely killed him. And didn't you think, didn't Melania also look like, wow, And there was oh, what's his name? John Fetterman walking in with the shorts and the hoodie. Did you see that? I don't know what that is about. That's beside the point. It's beside the point. What were some of your moments? I thought she looked great. They're going to be talking about, did he put his hand on the Bible? I can't, I had to turn it off immediately. I guess it was on Fox. I can't hear them. Harold Ford Jr. Would somebody please, before I die, would somebody please tell me, does Harold Ford Jr. have pictures of the Fox execs with small animals? Why is this boring man on television? You're up against some of the wildest, best raw platform coverage. It's incredible. On my phone, I can just look at under X, whether it's DC Drano, whether it's Colin Rugg, or whether it's whoever. I've got the pardon. I've got everything. It's so fast. It's so immediate. It's so quick. It's so great. And they turn on Harold Ford and Brit Hume. Now, I heard something also tired of says about he was going to sign executive orders on stage live later. We'll see what happens. I wish he would. Well, look, doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what I think. I wish he'd say, I already signed them. I wish you go like this. Bump, 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 bump. That's my signature. That's what I do. Look at crypto. There he is. Bless his heart. There he is. So we'll see about that. This is it. All I know is let him enjoy this moment. Let this sink in. Let this moment. But I want today to be enjoyed. Let everybody, you too, you owe yourself a moment as well. You do. We have been, think about this. We have been together for, this is the most incredible, this is 10 years. We've been, think about this. This is, we've spent a significant portion of our lives together in this. And I thank you for this. Make sure, again, you are subscribed to Lionel Nation. This is important. Later on today, I'm going to be on with a good friend, Sean Atwood, to explain to our UK brothers and sisters, and I invite you to listen, about 5 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's 10 p.m. UK time, to explain what this thing means. This is a chance for us. I have this to say. We lived through the worst. I don't think people recognize it. It's almost like when a wife in a relationship where she's been so abused and she has been so beaten down and so attacked. We had, don't remember, a lot of those people standing behind Trump, the Google dude, Zuckerberg, maybe not Bezos, they were the enemy. Now all of a sudden they're our friends. I don't believe that for a moment. Okay, that they're there. I don't know. I want to bring back freedom of speech. I want to go back to the days of the internet when we started, when it was great. You know who, let me ask you something. I'm not going to argue about anybody. Joe Rogan had a lot to be with him. It's the president's party. Dana White. Okay. Look, I'm not going to argue that. Who is the person that you should be, that you believe should have been there? And before I forget, me say, Crypto is here. Raul says here, when DJT took the oath, my eyes welled up. Oh, absolutely. And Steve Roberts said, it's an honor to share this historic moment with you, Lionel. Steve, thank you, sir. Thank you for that. You know who the people who were the ones that you, believe it or not, wish could have been there? And this sounds nuts to you. You're going to think I'm crazy. Alex Jones, but Joe Rogan, yeah, good. Dana White. I swear to God, one of the people who needed to have been there was Alex Jones. Alex Jones, if you really want to talk about people who deserve to be there, who has been through, I mean, good God. If there's got to be an award for this man. And remember, what I'm telling you, you don't have to agree with every single thing anybody says or 10%, but just in terms of standing up and what he's been through, $1 trillion. What? Rudy, Mike Lindell. By the way, I've just suspended. We'll do all the advertising and all that. We'll do that later. This is just so important. But think of the people. Who would you pick? Rudy Giuliani. And I'm going to say something to an extent as well. Believe it or not, and whether you agree with them or not. But people like Steve Bannon. These are people who Owen Schroyer. They went to jail. They are front and center in this thing. Dane Wigington from geoengineering.org. He's gonna get his due one day, in a good way. There are people who Roger Stone, who went through this just because he was arrested. I still don't know what he did. I still don't understand this. There are people who, before Trump, who came along. These were bastions of free speech. I mean, really hardcore folks. I got to tell you something. You look at what we've been through, and there are new folks as well. And I don't care. And there are the Charlie Kirks and others, and God bless them. I don't care. At this point, this is the vanguard. This is the movement. This is something completely and totally brand new. I think all of them were there today. This is the chance. And I hope and I believe that President Trump is going to really I think he's learned. And one more thing. The White House. Joe Biden. This.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Oh, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
How did we get through that? How did we get through this? All I know is I'm still watching this and I'm still thinking, think about what this man's been through. Think about what we've been through. The future. This is what I want to see. DEI destroyed. Critical race theory destroyed. Pronouns destroyed. Men competing against women in sports gone, destroyed. This sick, perversion, this degenerate elevation and apotheosis of whatever these lunatics are about, gone. Morality back, or at least something a little bit back. Children left alone, borders secured, illegal aliens, criminals picked up, shipped off en masse. A complete and total reintegration of the freedom of speech again, to destroy this stranglehold that we went through, where this, and I also want to see, and this can't be done through edict, political edict, because that's will be a violation of the First Amendment. But I want to see these media destroyed. I want to see them destroyed. I want to see every single one of them completely destroyed. Pilgrim says the liberal horde are dining on crow this very eve. We'll see. They're not going to go away, by the way, Pilgrim. They're not going away. You know that, right? You know that. They're not going to just go quietly into that good night, so to speak. They are not by any stretch of the imagination. But that's okay. That's okay. We need to be ready, better, and able, because it's a different contingent. When you saw those people sitting behind Trump, and again, I would be less than obvious, or less than honest, I should say, if I didn't say that there was a part of me that said, Google, Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know. Okay, all right, okay. Dana White, okay. Joe Rogan, okay, all right, okay, fine. It's okay. But then I realized, no. This is the signal of the new vanguard, the new movement, the new cool. He's cool again. We have to crush them politically, but also socially. We have to crush them in terms of the entertainment platforms as well. We can't just sit there and say, okay, well, we're right. We're right. No. Carrie Underwood, all these other people, the balls. I want all of this done. I want this destroyed. I want them not to know. And I hope it's in waves and in salvos and sorties. I want there to be this way, followed by the next one. I want them to say, we don't know what's what. I want there to be a complete and total vigilance. What can be done either through executive order, through legislation? Use this. Use our power. Crypto says, Uncle Lenny, I just got down to Florida, delivering in Tampa in the morning. Take heart, America. We'll make it out the furnace yet. Excuse me. Oops. Excuse me. Indeed, going back to my hometown. Bless your heart. I hope they recognize it. I was on the phone with, not the phone, but texting with my friend who was just, I said, you don't understand what happened to you. You really don't understand what happened to you. This is something that you don't understand. Two things happen. One, and it's not so much me. I'm sure maybe you're the same way. I was always very common sense. I was never a lefty. I was more, socially okay, so to speak. I wasn't really somebody who was always trying to. I'm not. But how do I say this? I was never right, never left. That was just kind of common sense, I thought. And then something happened, and maybe you're the same way. All of a sudden, these people came in, and I don't know what it was. And I'm going back in time. I'm trying to figure out what was it. What was it that really? What was it? And I think what it was, believe it or not, I think what it was was something even more important. I think that there was this, I guess for lack of a better word, I think there was this moment when all of the freaks came in. When all of these, this weirdness came in. And it started initially, believe it or not, it started a couple of things I noticed when they talked about intersex bathrooms or unisex or whatever the words were. It was that first time. And I was trying to think, this is when I said, what's this? Because it never comes across, it's never an avalanche. It starts a few things here and there. And I thought to myself, this is odd. Where does this come from? Where are these people coming from? Where does this nonsense, where does this come from? Where? And believe it or not, we kind of found out, we kind of asked ourselves, it was the weirdest thing. And then it was sports. Laurie Cuck says, we have just witnessed the greatest American comeback. Absolutely. There is no way around that, Laurie. You're correct. None. I'm still trying to put everything together and trying to figure all this stuff out and trying to explain these things. But it was the weirdest thing that ever happened. First, it was this thing. Then this was maybe after 20, maybe after Trump kind of sort of came in, or maybe towards the tail end. Yep. Me too. Look at it. Crypto says, me too. The Target restrooms in California. And they took this guy, Trump, and I don't think he ever realized, or I didn't realize he was this great. Think about what they did. They came after him, 2 impeachments, the emoluments clause. They came after him, 2 impeachments, the emoluments clause. They were going to claim that he somehow benefited by virtue of his office, which is ridiculous because he lost about $1 billion. He divested everything, his businesses and that sort of thing. He was hit with that crazy, lunatic E. Jean Carroll. Now, that case arguably was not handled well by him, but irrespective, that one, the defamation, the Stormy Daniels, the embarrassment to him and his family. Forget, Melania. I know, and you can say maybe some of it has to do with him, but she's walking around looking very, very statuesque with her hat. She had this slattern, this awful, rancid, fallen woman, this Meretrix, she's a prostitute. She's a prostitute. And just this Stormy Daniels, you got that. I don't understand what the hush money thing is. That's ridiculous. Then there's other ridiculous Letitia James case that nobody understands, where nobody complained. This is where the quote overvaluation or the front. I don't even know what that one was. Then the January 6th, the Jack Smith. Then the Mar-a-Lago case. It was never ending. And now President Trump can pardon his 2 co-defendants. One of them was just some worker at Mar-a-Lago who did something. It never ceased. Roger Stone, other people. What was this about? They unleashed, and the federal courts went along with it, and the Department of Justice went along with it, and Merrick Garland went along with it, and Congress went along. Merrick Garland actually wanted to go after and permit and order the targeting of Catholic parents in particular. What in the name of God was this about? It was the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. It never ended. Never. I couldn't believe any of it. None of it made any sense. PD joins us. PD says, the office of the president-elect did it for me. Remember that? The office of the president-elect. You got me there. You mean when Biden was president-elect? I'm trying to think. It's very good. I will review that. I will certainly review that. This you mentioned these other. I remember the freaks coming out of the woodwork. All of a sudden, I had absolutely no problems whatsoever with people who were gay. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. Indeed, sir. Jonathan, thank you. I had no problem with gay, none. And then all of a sudden, we were immersed. We were swarmed by. We were wallowing in this world of demented lunacy. All of these freaks and these over-the-top carnival-like nutcases with the beards and the dresses. This was... and Biden had nothing to do with this. Somebody said we're going to do it. The cocaine in the White House. I don't know where that's from. Karine Jean-Pierre lying, obfuscation over and over, a deliberate, targeted. I mean, I just go down the list. And they went after Trump. January 6th was the worst. Liz Cheney. I mean, they recruited, it was get Trump. And the reason why, and this is the most important to realize, Donald Trump represented such a threat, such an incomprehensible, immane threat to the shadow government, that they had to figure out a way to destroy him. From the left, from the right, everybody hated him. Everybody hated him because he was there to destroy the system. Even the people from the left and right, theoretically, they didn't know what to do. They were focused on him, like, we got to get rid of this guy, who were Republicans, because what he said was, I'm not playing your game anymore. I'm not playing this game. And it was just incredible. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Everybody, it was, except for a handful of Supreme Court justices and a handful of whatever. But then there were others who just kept fighting and just kept fighting for him. And yet, this core started. And at first, he was the outlier. And at first, he was like, okay, something happened. When he was shot, when they tried to kill him, and he was shot, that was it. They never, ever. It's so funny. It's almost, and if you don't believe, put it this way, this is why people believe in a God. Because not only did he, one millimeter, one movement, not only was he saved, but he was elevated to the status of this hero we've never seen before. Never seen anything like this. It was incredible. And people thought, holy shit. And we couldn't believe it. He was nothing. He was indestructible. And then the momentum came. And then at the same time, people said, wait a minute, this is crazy. Nelson says, Mr. Rel, America is back. Absolutely. The rest is up to him. Remember this. We did our part, and we'll always, Nelson, bring up a good point. We did our part, and we'll continue to. But this is up to him. This is up to him. Linda Hazlitt says, we are so blessed. Thank you. Can you close your eyes and imagine President Kamala Harris? Do you know? No. Imagine a crazy person drunk as president. I'm trying to think of something. No. We dodged this bullet like you can't believe. PD says, yes, Biden press conferences with a backdrop. Oh, yes, office of the president-elect. That, you know what? Very good for you. I do not remember that. I was on a show, and this was right on election day, or at the time. And I said, Joe Biden is out of his mind because of corn pop. I remember hearing corn pop. Do you remember that? I said, what do these people need to hear regarding this lunatic, corn pop? And people looked at me. I even said it before when Hillary was doing the neurological fugue and acting like, doing the Angelo Bruno mouth thing and the whole. I kept asking myself, what is going on here? What is going on here? How is this happening? How is any of this happening? She's out of her mind. Oh, she's okay. No. She's ill. She's sick. Pilgrim says the Gipper is smiling down from up above. I don't know if the Gipper would have liked Donald Trump. I don't know. I don't know if Reagan or Nixon. I don't know. And one of the reasons why I think I like Trump so much is because I'm not into a party and he's not either. This is the most important thing in the world. He's not in a party. So all of this happened and they're freaking out. They don't know what to do. The Democratic Party is rudderless. There's nothing. You've got to crush them now. The only thing maybe they'll have is for the media to give people the false impression that there's something there. There is nothing there. They can't even figure out who's going to be the DNC chief. You've got to crush them. You've got to constantly go out and you've got to remind them. And I told you a long time ago, the number one issue that would get everybody's attention, black, white, straight, gray, whatever, is this notion of men and this transgender, but men in women's sports. That's the thing which is the most easy to understand. He also has to talk, Mrs. L was a little disconcerted, so to speak. She wishes he would have talked more about children. However, I think because of these tech people, they don't really want you to know exactly. They could have been a little bit more vigilant. But you know what? Things aren't perfect. We'll deal with this. Where's Bruce Springsteen? Make him suffer. Make him suffer. All of those people. Remember those idiots. Remember. Pilgrim says, would Donna Brazile ever spill the beans? No, because they've got more dirt on her than you can imagine. Donna Brazile, irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. But go back to those people. Remember the time Robert Downey Jr., who was it? Scarlett Johansson, all these usual lefty types who thought they would, Michael Douglas and everybody, make them pay. You supported an enfeebled, geriatric, brain damaged coot? Are you out of your mind? PD says Biden and Harris welded to their seats as Trump gets standing ovation. Oh, yes. Well, they can't obviously stand up, but you're right. They look so. Do you see Obama by himself? He and Michelle are on their way out. They're done with that. The whole thing's because they're realizing this facade is done. I've been hanging around here. I don't even know for what. Obama doesn't even have the cachet. He doesn't have that groovy, whatever it was. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. This is not just a president. This is the beginning. And Usha, or Usha, I think it's Usha, Vance's wife, that's the next first lady. Did you see her smile? Did you see her looking at her husband? It was the most beautiful thing. Her kids, the kids that were kissing, that is the next first lady. Now, there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. Vivek Ramaswamy is already gone because he realized, and I told you, he and Doge, he's gone. He's somewhere else. That's okay. That's okay. You're going to see some people start to move. You're going to see and I can never remember her name, the press secretary, she's going to rise. I bet her husband's there's like a 20 or 30-year age difference. Whatever it is, I don't care. Anyway, she's going to rise. You watch this. Alina Habba. Did you see Kimberly Guilfoyle was there? Okay, bless her heart. She was trying to be nice. She was over there with Don and the other one. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. There's going to be this change and this shift. You're going to see Abbott from Texas rise. You're going to start seeing changing. You also said, I saw Barron. Barron comes across very polite, very formal, very, I want to hear him speak a little more. Why do I want that? Because just like Bill de Blasio benefited from his son, what was his name? Not Andre, his son, the kid with the fro. I forget his name. Trump could tremendously benefit from just this young person and just this kind of a mysterious character. Dante, thank you. But that's coming. Just watch. The first thing we have to do, the first thing we have to wait for is to see the executive order signed, but something immediately happened. Some tangible, outright change. Something indicating the closing of a program, the elimination of a program. Something other than just merely the usual things, so to speak. You're going to see a rise in X. For those watching us on X, you're going to see changes right now. You're going to see an end to cable news. You're going to see an end to legacy media. You're going to see an end. It's over. It's done. It's finished. You're going to see such an exciting time where we maybe can get back to the time of the exciting period of the early or the 90s when it was wonderful. I am so happy right now. I'm thinking it really happened. I'm thinking they're going to tell me, okay, that was a joke. Okay, that was all an act just to fool you. No. Kamala is really the president. Now, she is going to end up probably coming to New York. I told you there was some talk about her husband looking for a place, or I don't know. She's going to be here. You're going to see her on The View. They're going to try. She does not want to just go away. Michelle is done. She's gone. She milked it all. She's 60, whatever years old. She says, I'm tired of this. I'm just done. She's going to be her real self. You know what I mean? She's just through with that because that's also a signal that things are changing. The collective fantasy of the Democratic Party is over. This progressive, cool, open climate is dead. Electric is dead. After all of, sorry, Elon, but that's an alternative. Hybrids are great. But after all of the problems with floods and everything else, you're going to be seeing more and more, even if it's not releasing it in toto, the idea, and Trump has got to do this. But when he does, you're going to be unleashing this notion of he has to reveal how the intel state was responsible collectively for aiding and abetting the assassination of JFK. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you do that, you're going to have people look at them and say, hey, wait a minute. How did you know this? Why didn't you come forward? Why are you aiding and abetting? Why aren't you letting people know this? How is this happening? And they're not going to like that. And when they don't like that, that gets dangerous because that's when they do some crazy stuff. Because people are going to say, why do we have to? Why aren't you helping out in this? Whose side are you on? And what people, what they don't want you to understand is what they're telling you, believe it or not, is simply this. They're telling you, listen, we're not your friends. We're not here to assist you. We are in our own world, in our own place, our own, how do I say this? Our own, we're in our own world. And consequently, we don't need anything from you to remind people that we're not on your side. You've got folks right now that are getting scared. Victoria Nuland, scared. A lot of people, scared. What about us? What are we going to do? See, Trump's uncovering things. Trump's uncovering not only the deep state, the police state, the intel state, the shadow government, the ruling class. This is scary. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants him. Nobody. And the best part about it is that people who were, if you think about it from the left, those who in the old days were, the weather underground and they protested against the man, all of a sudden, they don't like him. He is a revolutionary. He's left or right, depending upon how you look at it. This is the thing. He's not able to fit into a slot. And the reason why they hate him the most is he's basically come to Washington and saying, I don't recognize you, and I don't recognize you, left or right, and I'm not kowtowing or kissing anybody's arse. I'm doing this thing my way. And they hate that. They hate it without anything you can imagine. They hate that. This is what's so important. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends, brothers and sisters in truth, the party system is done. The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, are you kidding me? Do you really think that the Republican Party represents you? Do you think Trump is a Republican? Ronald Reagan, Barry Goldwater? I mean, he may have some things that he agrees with, especially when it comes to economic policies and the like, but absolutely not. And they hate him. So let me tell you something, Mr. President. You better make sure you have your private security out, your own ninjas, because they are going to come back for you because you have just inspired, you've just told J.D. Vance, if you want to be next, he just set the tone. Anybody after Trump is going to look like Trump light. He's going to be more Trump. You've just set the tone. Let me say that again. Trump has set a pattern, kind of a theme song, so to speak. And anybody who wants to follow has got to out-Trump Trump. Because we're not going to put up with some boring guy. Bill Clinton was boring. They talk about how exciting Bill Clinton was. What a great campaigner. He was boring. After Trump? Dear God. After Trump? This is a guy who never stops. Do you know how he's still going right now? I don't know what time he got up, but he's still going. And after he had the inauguration, he does another hour rally. He's talking and talking about mountain climbing and this, and then he's going to go over here. I mean, he never stops. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is passed out. He doesn't know what's going on. Face down in a pool of chocolate chip ice cream. He's gone. Gambala, I don't know what she's done. You understand that. Trump is 78 years old. This is the most incredible thing in the world. So, my friends, let us remember this day. Because remember, the rules have changed. I've told you that. It's my hat, which I will wear later on. The rules have changed. This is not the Republican Party. This is not like anything you've seen before. Nothing. You have quasi-governmental agencies, and he has just aligned himself with big tech. Big tech is everything. Presidents of the United States for the longest times have aligned themselves with captains of industry. You know how they have the NGO groups? You know, the CFR and the Trilaterals and the Bilderberg and Davos. Guess what? Those people sitting behind him, those are the richest people on the planet. And the next one he's got to get to are people in the entertainment world. Bring in Spielberg and say, I want you on our side. Or you can go back to the dark side with him. He's got to get to the entertainment group. He's got to get to them. And as much as I despise Snoop, because I think he's a rat bastard and a two-faced hypocrite and a quizzling, the fact that he's there, the fact that Carrie Underwood was getting flack, but she says, I don't care about the flack. I don't care about this. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Muffaletto says, Sam I Am says, hey, libtards, Orange Man president. Indeed. Indeed. You got it? I'm so happy, my friends. I'm still in a daze. I still am in a daze. I can't believe it. After what we've been through and these rat bastards, these people we have to deal with, you don't understand. They're still unable to grasp what happened. They're still unable to grasp this. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know how to. I'm just looking at stuff. Look at this. You did it. Trump president again. 47 delivers Golden Age inauguration address. Look at the bright part. I was saved by God to make America great again. Liberation Day. He torches Biden and Harris to their faces. Mandate to reverse horrible betrayals of Americans. Unfair weaponization of DOJ will end. My legacy will be peacemaker across the world. Oh my God, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Absolutely gorgeous. So listen, dear friends, remember this. Lose not faith. And I'm going to say this again, than what Trump should have said. He should have, a lot of stuff. It's very easy after the fact. Well, you should have said this or should have said that. But let me explain this to you. The people who did it more than anybody else is you. Believe it or not. As Leslie Watson noticed, thank you, Lionel. It's a great day. That it is. He got rid of Trudeau. Look who else was there. The head of TikTok. It's this lunacy is over with. Milei in Argentina. He's a beneficiary of this. It's a movement. It's not just here. But I was going to say, the people who are responsible for this movement, unlike anybody else, which they've not really said, is you. Because you put up with this crap from others, and you fought the fight, and you told the world you're not budging. You're not giving up. You're not going to be talked out of this. They can mock you all they want. They can try to be the cool kids, but you said, I'm not going to budge. I'm not budging. I'm not moving. This is what I believe in. This is the most important thing in the world. This is what you did. You did this. You did this. We all did this. I don't care how many Elon Musks you have. The people who were there, the people who showed up at rallies 24 hours in advance, the people who wore buttons, the people who drove, the people who had the signs, the people who made those rallies what they were, nobody could do that. The people here in Madison Square Garden in New York who waited in line for hours and hours, if not days, they did it. Not Elon Musk. They did it. And the people who really, the blacks and gays and women and whatever, people who theoretically you would think, well, you're not supposed to like Trump. You did it. Let me tell you something. I will never be able to diagram all of the layers and the strata of success that we've had for today. So I'm still trying to recover. So Leslie Watson, Sam Muffaletto, PD, Pilgrim Media, Linda Haslett, Nelson A., Jonathan Kilner, Crypto Domini, Lori Cuck, Steve Roberts, my dear friend, thank you so much. Raul Rodriguez, all of yous, thank you for this. Thank you. I'm gonna still relax. I hope you've received the latest installment of my, I don't want to say newsletter, but my epistle, my billet doux to patriotism and the like. We'll be back at 7. 5 o'clock, if you can, check out the Sean Atwood show. I'm going to tell him and our European friends what today means. I think everybody knows. And again, my friends, I'm going to say something. Thank you, because you are the unsung hero. I don't care how many people, I don't care what X or whatever it does, it doesn't matter. You did it. You voted. You put up with this. You've tolerated this at levels and for periods of time but you remained intransigent in a good way. Just absolutely focused, fixed, forthright, and fundamentally focused. I'm trying to be alliterative here. So that goes for you. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious and a beautiful day. Remember this day. Remember this. Remember this. Remember this. We will talk later this evening. Have a great time. Please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors as well. Please follow her. And make sure you are subscribed here to Lionel Nation. We are the front line. Remember, you and me, we're just the simple folks. We're just the upfront group of people. We are the backbone of this. Believe me when I tell you. Without us, they've got nothing. Nothing. We are it. The rank and file, baby. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. See you tonight.